We're 12 days into the new year, and it's not too late to start thinking about smart financial plays for your future. That's why joining me this morning is Joe Eschleman, the president and founder of Towerpoint Wealth. Thank you for being with us this morning. Really appreciate it. We're going to be talking a little bit about how to tackle your finances this year. So I know budgeting is a big part of it, but how do you approach it without it feeling very restrictive?
Yeah, and it can be overwhelming when you're in the new year, you're making resolutions, money oftentimes is at the top of people's list. How do I go about approaching this in a way that isn't overwhelming, isn't restrictive necessarily as well? And I think it's important to have some structure to thinking about a budget, how to spend intentionally rather than impulsively, which oftentimes can be a challenge, and really just kind of settling into a routine where you're not overly restricted. When you're putting a budget together, it's important to also budget for fun money as well as for needs and wants. And I think making sure just you're thinking more intentionally, Carolina, is a very important first step.
What are some strategies when it comes to being intentional? What are some things you can apply today,
Yeah, no, excellent question. I think the first thing that comes to mind is, when possible, automate, both on the expense side and on the importance of saving as well. We don't want to lose sight of the fact that, all right, when you think about a budget, you think about how can I control and manage expenses. It's also important to make sure that you're saving. But the more that you can automate, both paying your bills and also paying yourself in terms of saving and investing, A, the easier it becomes, B, the more, it's automatically intentional because it's happening automatically, and then C, what you do have left over is somewhat discretionary, which is important that you're not walking around with your belt so tight you can't breathe because you're so focused on this budget. You do have some flexibility to live in today as well as planning for tomorrow.
Yeah, and also taking into consideration that might help you stick to your budget, right? If you have some room to have fun.
Yeah.
One of the big questions a lot of times is, can I save money? Can I tackle debt and budget all at the same time? Is this possible?
Right. Well, it is possible, and it also is the conundrum because, we all have bills to pay and a lot of us have mouths to feed as well. It does get back to, from the standpoint of being disciplined in setting up a budget, is it doesn't have to have, you don't have to be meeting every single goal from a budgetary standpoint immediately. Take some baby steps. Take a look at a credit card statement or a bank statement and see where you can shave some different areas that aren't, necessary, that are overly discretionary. And rather than try to do the entire thing all at once, just take some baby steps. Again, getting back to more intentional spending is a very important mindset to have as you're going into the new year.
Yeah, I love that. Baby steps and just being intentional with your spending. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Yeah, my pleasure.
We'll be right back.